Here's 10 tips to make your Lego Fortnite villages so much better. Now, one of the more simple ways to make your village look just that much better is simply adding these floor tiles every few inches. That way it looks like you have these walkways or your pathways throughout your village. So for my shore biome, I took the all white build and I just put that every other build. So instead of snapping them on, I went directly past the snap on and then placed it down. So there is a little bit of a gap. It just helps with the coloring of your walkway, so it's not just straight white. It also has little indents of that orange or that tan color that comes from the sand. Doing this doesn't cost all of that much unless you have an extremely large village, as it's only 1 or 2 pieces of wood per tile, and ultimately it looks so much better than just running along sand in your entire village. One of my favorite things that I found out in this game is that you could actually put light structures in the ceilings of all of the prefab or custom builds that you have, and it'll actually leak through that ceiling or that floor that you built them on and go down a full level. Now this works even with yellow lights like the lanterns. I went and I bought the $4 pack that gave me this brand new purple light, as well as some of the brand new structures that it comes with. But what you guys could see is that the inside of my brand new custom building shows up in that purple color, which is really nice. Now this doesn't seep through 2 layers of floor, it only goes through 1, but you guys can see that this entire roof, or the second part of my build, is completely lit up with this purple color because I put those lamps in the ceiling. Now again, this works with the lanterns, but ultimately looks so much better than actually having light fixtures shown in your world and having these on the walls. So hopefully they don't fix or patch this, because this ultimately looks so much better than having lights scattered around your building. Now another really important thing when it comes to your builds to make things just overall look nicer is to get actual use out of the buildings that you have. So for myself here, you guys saw in an old YouTube video that I built this fishing dock from one of the prefabs, and I just changed a lot of the things about it. One of the things that I didn't do with this was I didn't put this ugly brown or this ugly orange type of bin in this area to store my fishing gear, and I didn't do that because it doesn't fit the theme and it wouldn't have looked good in this area. So what I did was I used what I had available to me and I built this little shack. You can do this with the brand new shore biome builds or do this all on your own, and I built a shack to hold all of these items. That way that my shore biome village or my entire area just looks so much cleaner, and I used everything that I had to my disposal. Now when it comes to my fishing dock, that foundation that is built going into the water was not a custom job. That's actually coming directly from the fishing dock prefab that they gave us. However, the top part of that was a custom job. How I did this and how you guys should be placing your custom builds in the game is actually taking a prefab that is already built into the game and placing that down. What you guys could see immediately is I have a much smaller foundation. It's much more thin. It is built directly into the floor, and ultimately in comparison to a regular foundation, it is not nearly as thick and boxy as the previous one. So what you guys just do is you build that basic foundation, go in and abandon that build. That gives you the foundation and the flooring area of a regular foundation, but it's a little bit more discreet and doesn't show as ugly, blocky, and bulky as a regular standard foundation in the game is. Now another way to make this look extremely nice is to go ahead and connect everything in your village. I talked earlier about having these floor panels set up all around the floor of your village area, but having it lead up to the doors, go out into its own walkway, and different things like that is obviously the best way to make everything look incredibly nice. What this does is just gives your village structure, so when people are looking at it from the outside perspective of things, it just looks overall a little bit more professional than if you didn't have these floor panels leading up to every single one of your buildings. So the way that mine works is I do have that main walkway, but that walkway will bring you into each and every one of these buildings, which makes everything ultimately look so much nicer in this game, and it doesn't take much time at all to do. Now another thing that you guys are able to do is make custom buildings. Now this does take a lot more work and is definitely more frustrating, but ultimately you're going to have a better outcome or better results when you do that. when I was taking a look at the beach house for this preset, what I noticed from across the way was it was extremely small. Now I wanted to have a really nice work area as well as a solid bedroom area as well as a nice place to put all of my chests and have my villagers work. So I needed an extremely large village to do so. So what I did was I custom made this entire building from scratch, and I could say for myself that it looks incredibly nice even without the decorations and the setups that I have planned for it inside of this building. Another custom job that you can do is build one of those presets and then add add-ons to it by breaking down walls and adding your own areas. Now this is more so just for looking nice, because I understand the walking is not the best way of travel in the game, but rather than going ahead and using jump pads to go across your water and that being the only way to do it, you can really make your village look extremely nice just by building yourself a really nice bridge, and try to go ahead and create some of these lanterns on here as well. Now this was a design that was started by the modernist, where you put 2 or 3 pillars into the water, connect one piece of floor on the very top roof of that and nudge that towards yourself, and then you could connect any of the light structures to the bottom of that, which again makes it look so much nicer. So now you have this bridge, you have these structures with the lantern lights on it, and that looks so much better than the prefab builds that they have for these lights already. You can go ahead and use those, of course, if you don't feel like you're that creative in the game, but the creative ones that start from scratch just like this definitely look so much better. And again, this is just something that takes up a little bit more time, of course, and makes the game a little bit slower paced. However, going ahead and doing custom jobs like this not only make things feel a little bit more rewarding, but once again look so much nicer than the preset builds that they added in the game for us. Now, one thing that I noticed is a lot of people will stray away from a certain theme because maybe they do like a building, but it just doesn't fit that area. Now, the reason why my shore biome village, in my opinion, looks really nice isn't only because these presets do look really solid, but every single piece that's on this land looks like it fits. Whether that's the beach chairs, the changing room, the tables with the umbrellas, the chairs, every single piece to this puzzle looks like it fits really well. And when you take a look around everything, there's only one thing that sticks out that doesn't look appropriate, and that's my main base right now. So a lot of things when it comes to building your own village and making them look nice has to do with the theme, because if I put down a simple shack in this open area here, that just doesn't fit anything. If I built more of my own original base from the snow biome builds, it wouldn't look right at this village. And the same thing goes with that log cabin. So when you guys are building up your villages in your seed, make sure that you guys are using really the same builds or the same color builds every single time, so you don't stray away from the theme and ultimately make your village look not that great. Now, another thing that people need to take advantage of is their villagers. I know a lot of people requested that we get more villagers in the game, which I can now understand, but something that I went ahead and did was that I made sure that all of my villagers are working on things and getting me items that I know that I could use in this game to help me build. One of the nicer things that they changed in the recent update is when it comes to the loom, you can now set up your villagers with no spinning wheel around to collect you ingredients or materials like the wool fabric, cord, silk thread, and heavy wool thread, which all can help you with decorations all around your map. Now, I hope that this video helps every single one of you guys out when it comes to your villages. I'm not even close to being done mine here. I have so much more to add on to my village and to complete before I can call my shore biome absolutely finished, if it ever actually does get finished. But I hope that all of these tips help you. If you guys have any, make sure that you guys comment them down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, this was Crafty, and I'm out. Peace.